Well, hey, everybody, Jim Hall, you ought to know, and welcome to a family event today. Have I got a place for you? And it's here in Hesperia on Orange. Yes, it's Old Town Hesperia. Old Town Hesperia. Well, these are some youngsters. In fact, we got a new youngster on this show you're going to see this day. It's Mary Ann's Restaurant and Cappuccino and Espresso, all right here. And you can come and enjoy breakfast and lunch right here. How about that, guys? We're going to sample some food today on this particular show. And, yes, we're going to talk about some baked goodies. How about that? We like baked goodies. You like pumpkin bread, banana bread? All here on this particular show, simply because, like Caden and Connor, and a new baby on this show, because you ought to know. Stay with us. Great show coming up. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know. I told you we're here in Hesperia, California. In fact, you can Google us. We're Mary Ann's Restaurant and Espresso Bar. And Mary Ann, you are joining us for the first time on this show.
Yes, I am.
Well, this is an exciting event for us because, number one, it hasn't always been Mary Ann's, but people know the place, don't they? It's very historic.
Yes, they do. It was Shelley's place when I bought it.
Shelley's Place in Old Town Hesperia.
Yes.
Now, there's not a lot of Old Town Hesperia left, but the history doesn't go away. Let's talk about some of those unique things, because there is a lot of history here.
Sure, yes, there is. This building used to be the original mobile gas station of the high desert back in the 1950s.
Yeah.
After that, it was a church, and after that, it became restaurants.
Well, it started out as the mobile gas station, so
Yes.
this had quite a stopping. I mean, Main Street wasn't there, but this certainly was.
Yes, this was an old town. The old town, it was the area where people came to get gas in the high desert, right next to the golf course. The houses across the street used to be rentals for movie stars coming into the area to go down to the golf course and play golf.
Yeah, now what type of names stayed in this area? Do we know?
Well, Roy Rogers was from this area.
Yeah. We had Roy Rogers would come, John Wayne would show up, and he'd hang out in the high desert. Desi Arnaz, Lucille Ball, everybody was here.
Yes,
They'd enjoy.
there were many.
Yeah.
There were many.
Well, this place here, Shelley's Place for a long time. How many years was Shelley here?
She was in this building for 5 years before I bought it almost 3 years ago.
3 years in this location.
Yes.
Now, we talked on the phone. I had a chance to come out and enjoy an omelet here and try the breakfast and lunch specialties here.
Oh, chicken fried steak,
Yeah.
quiche, great omelets, bakery items.
What was one of the things, you remember when we talked on the phone, I said, we want to come out and see the restaurant and we want to do some things, but I remember walking in and always there were bakery items and all these fabulous cakes being sold, and you said, still here.
Oh, still here. All the recipes are still the same. Great cream puffs, triple-decker chocolate fudge cake, strawberry cream cake. It's all still here.
All right, well, we got to say, number one, we were going to be here as of this taping a week ago, but congratulations are in order because...
Because my daughter had a baby, and Atlas Augustine was born 1 week ago today, just about this time of the day.
Atlas Augustine, and this is your first grandson?
My first grandson, second grandbaby.
Yeah.
I had one born 3 months ago. That was my first up in Oregon.
Okay.
So now I'm a grandma twice.
All right, so here we are. Now, I understand it was a labor of love, many hours of labor, huh?
Many hours. We went to the hospital on Tuesday, and after 3 days of nothing happening, we ended up doing a C-section, and they're both doing wonderful.
All right, so there's baby, there's great-grandma, there's mom, there's an aunt,
Yes.
and we've got you now. The husband slipped out the back door.
He did slip out the back door, and my son is also not here. He might show up before this is over with, but we'll see.
But this is very much family-operated business right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So talk about that. What does the family do?
Oh, my son cooks, dishwashes, buses, runs a register. My daughter also runs a register, both of them. And they waitress, and they do just about anything that it takes to run the business.
Now, why this particular business, though? 3 years ago, what went through your mind when this opportunity, and how did you find out about this?
Well, we have a car lot out in Lucerne Valley, and As much of a saleswoman as I am, I really didn't like selling used cars, and so I started looking for something to do. And I found this business was for sale, so I came to look at it and fell in love with it.
Well, we do a lot of restaurants, as you know, a lot of restaurants on
Yes.
this show, but we do a lot of other things too.
Yes.
But restaurants are a popular thing, but not an easy business to run. Now, you got to know that from the other side. You've been in restaurants before, yes?
Yes, I have, up in Oregon.
Yeah, now talk about that, because that's some good experience.
Oh, yes. We retired my in-laws from a pizza parlor and ran that for a few years, and then we had a truck stop that was a 24-hour truck stop, mini mart, gas station, Pacific Pride Union 76. A lot of employees, a lot of hours.
Yeah, how many employees were you running there?
32.
How many employees do you run here, counting the family?
About 7.
So it's a lot of difference here.
Yes,
but
a lot of
But the
difference.
restaurant business doesn't change. It's still dealing with food and vendors and
Yes.
customers.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that like? You've got some regulars here that come.
I have a lot of regulars, and if it wasn't for the regulars, I probably wouldn't make it through this economy that we've been dealing with. And I love my customers. They're all just so wonderful.
Well, take a look at this, everybody. David, come right up in here. I got to show you this. Warning, crazy cat, and there's the crazy cat. But take a look at this old cappuccino machine here. And they still fire this up every Saturday morning. No, they don't. They don't. It's an antique, but I'm told it still works. It could
Yes, it
still
does.
function, right?
Yes. Yes, it does. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we've got about a minute left, but I got to tell you, there's some things that go on here. How about this? Tea parties. We're going to talk about that. Have you heard of the tea parties? Well, it's a different type of tea party, everybody. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the red hat ladies. How about that? We're going to talk about that. We're going to show you. You can even dress up when you come in. We'll do some of that, too. How about that when we come back? So we're here, Mary Ann's Restaurant. Is there a phone number for you?
Yes, 760-956-7400.
All right. Are we doing any of those modern things like Facebook or tweeting out there?
Oh,
or-
yes, I've got a Facebook page, and I think that's quite enough. I don't get into the tweeting.
All right. Well, we're out there with the Facebook, so you
Yes.
can do that. And you can Google them. You'll find them there. In fact, if you look at the corner of I Avenue and Sultana, you'll see a van out there, and it says Mary Ann's Restaurant. It will direct you right here on Orange is where we are in Hesperia, simply because you ought to know. Stay with us. More yet to come. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know, at Mary Ann's Restaurant here in Hesperia, Old Town. Remember, you want to look for it. It's on Orange. We'll go to Main and Sultana, and then you'll want to go east on Sultana, come to Orange, and you'll still see, they've got the old lights here in town, Old
Yes,
Town.
they do.
You know?
Yes, they do. There's a few of them left, and they're beautiful.
Is there a plan to refurbish, redo some of the buildings in Old Town?
There is only one building left next door to me, and the man who owns it did start refurbishing it about 3 years, 2.5, 3 years ago, and with the economy going down, he kind of quit doing what he was doing, and it sat empty, which is really a shame.
Yeah, I remember years ago there were antique dealers, I think, at one time in there.
Yes, and the restaurants used to be over there too. Shelley started out over there in that building.
Well, the economy has changed a few things, but people still need to eat. They still celebrate. They go out for a Sunday brunch or a dinner. They do whatever it is. So how does that all play into this restaurant-type business?
With this business being kind of off the beaten path, it is very much a destination restaurant. People know they're coming here when they do come here, and a lot of people do plan their special events around this business.
Well, you bring up a good point, because we get a lot of phone calls. A lot of people watch this show, and they like that destination thing. We get people from the mountain resorts, Lake Arrowhead, Big Bear, all over that watch from down the hill, and they want to say, hey, we're going to take a road trip and try this. So we're in Old Town. Let's tell people where we are again. Old Town on Orange.
On Orange Street, if you're on Main Street, turn on I Avenue towards Sultana High School. At the light, you turn left and go down to Orange Street and make a right. And it's a residential area. Once you get onto Orange, you're going to think you're in the wrong area because all you see is houses, but we're right here.
Make the right turn on Orange. Just come on down on the right side, and you'll see, oh, beautiful restaurant. You'll see the sign out there, Mary Ann's Restaurant. Now, who's Mary Ann? How did that get named that way?
Well, that's me.
So this is
My
your
name
place,
is
huh?
Mary Ann, yes.
All right.
Yes, that is my real name, Mary Ann.
That's the real deal.
Yes.
Because it kind of has that sound like Betty Crocker, Mary Ann.
Yes, it does.
All right.
It kind of flows pretty good, I think.
Well, it's a unique situation here. We talked about family, but you have some employees now that have been here with the restaurant quite a while, so they're kind of a
yes.
backbone with you here, aren't they?
Yes, they are. When I bought the restaurant, I got some employees with it, and thank goodness I did because they're wonderful. They bring people into the business. People come in because of them.
Yeah, who are they?
Marie and Ishmael Munoz.
And that's,
He is the cook
Yeah.
and the waitress, and they've been driving from Daggett to come here and work for over 7 years now.
That's
Almost
what I
8
heard,
years.
but are they relocating closer, or did
Yes,
they? Or?
recently, about a month ago, they relocated, so they live close, so it's not a 50-minute drive every day,
All
both
right.
ways.
Well,
Yeah.
you do have some regular people that come in,
Yes.
and we're hoping people will see this. Come on.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? They'll be able to find another destination point, so that's what it's about. But you have
Yes.
some groups and organizations that come, too.
Yes, we do. We have some car clubs that come in, as well as just different groups like the Red Hat Ladies. A few of the different societies come in. We also have Kiwanis. They come in and do meetings here, and some crafting clubs. And there's quite a few people who make this their destination restaurant for their meetings, for Christmas parties, just their annual get-togethers.
Well, you've got a whole rack of dress-up sort of things, hats and what have you. Now, who does that?
Anybody who wants to come in and have a tea party and dress up and have a great time.
Well, how do I do that? If I want to do that or throw a tea party with my wife and some friends or whatever it may be, how do we do it?
Sure, you call me up and we'll figure out the date and a time and how many people you're going to have. And I have several different tea parties to choose from depending on your budget. There's something for everybody. And we set it up.
Well, talk about the rooms you have, too, because this is a unique facility. Not only is it a very homey restaurant that mom's apple pie, I have to use the expression because you've
Yeah.
got pies and cakes in there, but I have to say it's got that home feel. But all these different rooms, too. Talk about that.
We've got 3 different rooms. Our main dining room will seat 60 people. The room we're in now is called the parlor, and it seats about 45. And then we have a tea room, which will seat 14, and it's more of a quaint meeting room. And we do have smaller groups coming in, such as the Hesperia Unified School District. They use that quite a bit for their meetings.
All right. Well, the teas are a big thing. Now, look, we've got teapots back here, all the different cups and people. You sell these, too. These are available, but take a look, everybody. You can have the different types of settings. They can dress and put up the attire. Can they come dressed, and they're invited to do that?
Absolutely. Come dressed up, and if you don't have a hat, we've got plenty of hats to choose from.
All right, so they have the hats, we have the teas, they can have cakes. What normally is served with a tea?
We serve quiche and different finger sandwiches, such as the ham and cheese ribbons, a cucumber sandwich, turkey sandwich. We also serve fresh fruit and our different breads, zucchini, pumpkin, banana nut, and of course desserts.
All right. Well, it's almost food time. If that was making you hungry, did you like some of the desserts? You'll see some of that too. But we've got some main plates, and we're going to show you that coming back, simply because you ought to know. Stay with us. We're in Hesperia. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, You Ought to Know, and I told you Hesperia is where we are, Old Town Hesperia. Hope you're familiar with that. If not, you need to get familiar with it. This used to be a mobile gas station in the 50s. You believe that?
Yes.
And here we are, 2010, and it's Mary Ann's restaurant. Mary Ann, you've been here 3 years as the owner of this. Restaurant's been here a lot longer.
Yes, it has.
So a lot of history and a lot of customers that come that help support the restaurant. So that's important.
Of course, it's so important. Yes.
Well, you have, I think you told me kind of averaging in your mind, there was 30, 40, 50, 100 people that come out and that know the place. And today we're going to educate some people, and thousands will get to know that you're here.
Wonderful.
In Old Town Hesperia on Orange. And they can Google the name Mary Ann's Restaurant. It pops right up.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Yes, it does. It'll give you directions, and come on over.
All right. Well, off camera, Caden, Connor, Chris, you're out there somewhere. YouOughtaKnowTV.com, and you'll be able to see this show on the website. You'll have a map there that will show you how to get here to Mary Ann's Restaurant. but it's about the food. So we've got to show you some food, and you've got about 8, 10, 12 dishes out here.
Yes, we have several here to showcase many of our different favorites.
Well, we're going to talk about some of these. So let's start right down here. One of my favorite things for lunch, okay?
Oh, very good.
And it has to be the Cobb salad. Take a look
yes.
at this, everybody.
Cobb salad
Yep.
here. We toss tableside. It's the favorite of many people. They come in just for this Cobb salad. We've got blue cheese crumbles, tomatoes, real bacon bits, turkey, lettuce, and we have
look at this.
we have a beautiful Italian dressing that we use. And this is considered a half Cobb salad. It'll feed 2 people very generously.
Oh, no. This is a half Cobb.
Yes, that's a half Cobb. The petite Cobb is 1 bowl full. The half Cobb is 2. And we do serve a full Cobb that'll feed 4 people very easily.
Well, that's comfortable, and that's a beautiful lunch. That's what I would enjoy with an iced tea or whatever. Now, you do have meals, and as you told us, you have beer and wine available here.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So people can enjoy wine with their meal, whatever it happens to be. Now, this is another popular item, I would imagine, for the lunch crowd.
Oh, yes.
Look at this club
That's a
sandwich.
Club sandwich with sweet potato fries.
And you said these are addictive.
They are
I don't know
very
what you mean by
addictive.
that.
Oh, you won't be able to stop, Jim.
That one?
They're really good.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right. Next to this here, we have
This is top sirloin steak with fried shrimp, baked potato, and vegetables.
and if I order this, I can get the steak cooked the way I like it.
Of course. Of course.
Now, talk about your chef here you have again. You have somebody that's been with you a long time,
Yes, he's been in this building cooking for 8 years, and he came with the business, basically.
and your son is here cooking?
He's not here today, but he does cook.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So everybody in the family's involved some way or another here in the business.
Yes, they are.
All right. Next to that, look at here another one of my favorite things.
Yes, this is just a fresh fruit salad, and you can get it with cottage cheese if you'd like. And many of our items also come with your choice of bread.
Now, I haven't looked extensively. I've seen the menu, but if I wanted to ask for a certain thing, can I get it? If I wanted like a beef patty with that or a low-carb type thing?
Of course,
Yeah.
you can get anything you want to. As long as we have the ingredients, we'll make it.
All right. Well, that's the answer right there. Now, take a look at this. Oh, my gosh. Look at this right
Oh,
here.
yeah. That's our breakfast burrito, wet with enchilada sauce and melted cheese. And it's a meal. It is really a
Well,
great
that's really
meal.
breakfast for 2, isn't it?
Yes. Well, many people eat it.
All right.
1 person, yes.
Okay.
But a lot of people take some home, too.
Now, your portions are sized. I mean, look, this is an enjoyable breakfast, and people can really enjoy this. But this is right here.
Yes, that's our Pancakes Plus breakfast. 2 pancakes, eggs and bacon, or sausage, eggs any way you want it.
All right. And next to that, we have an omelette here.
Yes. This is our California Dreamer omelet, very popular omelet. It's got avocado, tomato, and bacon inside of it. Yes.
Now, you bacon, avocado,
Bacon, avocado, and tomato.
and tomato in there. All right. So you can get omelets pretty much any way you want them here, too.
Yes, you can.
Oh, now here's the one you mentioned to me here as you were
Yes.
whispering, chicken fried steak.
Yes, we make our own chicken fried steaks here. We take and cut the meat up, put it through the grinder, form our own steaks, and bread them and fry them right here.
Okay.
As well as the gravy. The gravy's all by scratch as well.
Biscuits and gravy a big deal here?
Yes, they are.
I
Yes.
The setting, the wallpaper, the biscuits and gravy, the apple pie, I mentioned that
Oh,
before.
yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And then right down here, take a look at this, everybody. This is...
That's our Eggs Benedict. Very classic meal there with tomatoes and cottage cheese, but of course you can get it with spuds, hash browns, fresh fruit, or the tomatoes and cottage cheese.
Benedict, is that a big favorite item?
Huge,
Yeah.
huge. Eggs Benedict, our hollandaise sauce, is very addictive as well. Very good stuff.
All right, David, come down here. I want you to take a look at this. Describe this to me again.
That's our crispy cheeseburger.
Crispy cheeseburger. I've never
Yes.
heard that term.
Yeah, that's our crispy cheeseburger. It's an 8-ounce hamburger with cheese melted on the grill to form that crisp circle around it. And people eat that different ways, kind of like an Oreo cookie. Some people will fold the cheese in and eat it on the burger. Other people take it right off and eat it by itself. It's a fun burger, and if you like cheese, you'll love this burger.
All right, Marianne's Restaurant, Old Town Hesperia is where we are. We're on Orange. Orange. You got to write that down, like the garnish on the plate here. Orange. Remember that. Marianne's Restaurant, and again, they can Google that. You have a phone number.
Yes, 760-956-7400.
And if you have a group, an organization, hey, you want to come out and enjoy a tea, this is the place to do it right here in Hesperia. And we'll be right back. We're going to sample some food, everybody. And we'll wrap it up in just a moment, simply because you ought to know. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, that's going to put the wraps on another show, everybody. Jim Hall in Old Town Hesperia, Mary Ann's restaurant right here. And you can Google it, pop it up, you'll see it right there. And they're open every day. How about this food? I've got the chicken fried steak. Caden's got that. Here comes some more. Oh, look at that. The club sandwich, sweet potato fries. And look at, oh, there's the Eggs Benedict. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I hope you're going to come and experience. Make this a destination. Old Town Hesperia, Mary Ann's restaurant. Again, Google it. The map, go to our webpage, yououghtoknowtv.com. You can watch our shows there. You'll find out how to get here. Phone number's there, too. And we hope you're going to come out and enjoy the food. Right, Caden? Connor? Oh, he's already eating. Hope you're going to come eat, too. Mary Ann's restaurant, simply because you ought to know. See you next time, everybody.